Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Peace and power for the journey. I hope that everyone is healing well and feeling well in these spiritual streets, family. Y'all already know. It's truly, truly important for each of us to stay balanced at this time. It's real important. It's real important. It's real important that we pay attention and not just brush things off. I talked about yesterday distractions and how there are a lot of things put in place at this time to literally do what it says, distract us. And I keep saying that anytime someone or something is trying to distract you, family, you have to be mindful of what they're trying to distract you from. A liar has no problem with just telling the truth. No, that ain't what I'm trying to say. A liar has a problem with just telling the truth. It always has to be something else. Always, right? So with that being said, it's important to pay attention. It's important to stay balanced at this time. Like, I feel like it's like this. There is going to be a lot of things that take place. There are going to be a lot of things we see, a lot of shit we gonna see that's gonna make it hard to smile. So with that being said, you will not be able to stay high vibrational, positive, or whatever you feel that is. You won't be able to stay like that all the time. But then again, neither of us will be balanced if we could. So it's like within the things you're going to see that's going to make it hard for you to smile, you're going to have to figure out ways to do it anyway. Not just for the sake of being happy, but for the sake of overcoming a lot of shit that's coming. It's just that simple. And the reason I say it's important to stay balanced and not focus on distractions, because listen, I always say warnings are just to prepare you. But if you just insist on not paying attention to things, like, you'll just be that person that when something occurs, it's like, I feel like a lot of people, this is what I feel like. A lot of people are going to beat themselves up for not paying attention sooner. You know, even with saying stay balanced, that means we're going to want to be entertained sometimes. And that's fine. Right? But you're going to have to know when to read between the lines and understand that everything is not. It's almost like this. You're going to have to know what's scripted and what's not scripted, what's real and what's not real. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to stay in balance and truly pay attention with this one. You know what I mean? You're going to have to be in tune with yourself, because what many of us have failed to realize for so long is that your inner world really does control your outer world and vice versa. Listen, I always tell people, you don't have to listen you don't have to listen to anybody. Mainly listen to yourself, though. And I just feel like there are a lot of people that are not listening to themselves and paying attention to what's really going on. It is really important to not always be in your lower vibrational things that make you happy. We all go there. It is important that you try to see things from a higher consciousness, a higher perspective. So if people playing with you, you'll be able to see it. However you see that, you will just know what's going on. You will not feel like, or you will not be caught off guard so much when people really are just pulling wool over your eyes. It's like, when shit start happening, ain't nobody coming to save you. I keep saying it. I feel like Spirit want me to keep saying it. No. That's why it's important for you to pay attention so that you can know how to save yourself. If people are saying that there will be some type of, because only the Most High knows the day, the hour, and exactly what it will be. But if we working for the Most High and we're trying to give you what we're seeing and what we're hearing, just pay attention and prepare. Like, it really ain't that hard. It really ain't that hard. If you know anything about a teacher, when a teacher tells you a test is coming, if most people pay attention to the teacher, she done already gave you the answers. Or at least she's gave you the preparation. A good teacher now. That's all we're saying. A good teacher has given you the test. Basically, the teacher has told you what they see happening, what they see occurring, and what you should do to prepare. On most tests, you don't know all the answers anyway. And it's okay. But on most of them, if you know the majority, you're going to pass. So it's like people need to be paying attention to what's being said to them now about every single thing and just prepare. Like, it ain't really hard, family. It really ain't. Like, it really ain't, you know. And what you have to be mindful of, just like I said, is it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot to, whether you know that this is something as a part of your purpose that you're destined to do, it takes a lot to get on to, and try to warn people and try to help people. It takes a lot when you know that the majority of people are not listening. And you know why. And that's fine. But you still have to do it. So with that being said, even if people are speaking to you and are warning you and are trying to help you and are trying to prepare you, because I know that there are many of us spiritual teachers out there that are trying to teach, make you all aware. That's all. That's really all it is. Pay attention to yourself even if you're not listening, because you have to listen to yourself first. Each of us. We cannot be so caught up in things that, even with me at this point, I feel like it's time for things to change. It's like you've been saying the same stuff in a lot of cases go on for so long, and you gotta be kidding me. How long we gonna be on this roller coaster ride? How long we gonna keep believing these lies? Like, it's almost like the Gemini in me be like, hold on. It's gotta be another side to this. And in order to get to that other side, family, this is the thing. We got to go through some things. That's why some things have to occur. That's why some things have to happen on the spiritual level and the physical level. Because, I already told y'all, don't know, it's spiritual first. Whether you're manifesting something is purpose or destined, it's spiritual first. It got to come through the divine first. And as I stated on the previous channel message, it's judgment time. And however you see that, but judgment is just when things are about to be judged. And we here amongst things. And, so people are going to be judged. And I said that it's like, if you have your parents, you and one of your siblings get in trouble, it's like all y'all get in trouble. I know if you was raised the way I was raised, it's just kind of how it was. Somebody broke the lamp in the house, for example, and your mama was like, who broke the lamp? And either, it's like, don't nobody tell it, or she already know who did it and whatever. But because, for example, one person gets a spanking in the house and mama upset, it's like everybody finna feel the wrath of mom being upset. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. And that is what I'm trying to paraphrase what Spirit is showing me that judgment is going to look like. Like, Big Mama upset about the way shit been going, period. On the spiritual and the physical. I already said. On the spiritual, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, on the up and up now. That don't mean you perfect, but that mean you out here doing what you supposed to do, especially if you know you was called to do something. You good. But we already know a lot of this shit, everything is balanced, right? We already know a lot of people been out here doing shit they weren't supposed to be doing, period. Big Mama is not happy about that. So everybody finna be in trouble. Everybody is in trouble. So that is what judgment time looks like. In order for you to be prepared for judgment time, you gotta pay attention. It's a test. It is. Because if I said that I've already been shown that everybody ain't gonna make it to the other side, that means somebody's, a lot of bodies, however you want to see that, gonna make it to the other side of this. The way to ensure that you're in that number is to be prepared. I'm going to say it again. You're normally never distracted unless someone is truly trying to hide something from you, trying to keep you from knowing something, mainly thyself. Mainly thyself, because when you know thyself, you know what you're capable of. When you know thyself, you already know you're going to make it to the other side of this, because you know that you're going to have what it takes. But it's like, if we keep paying attention and getting too focused on distraction, see, that's what balance is about. Balance is about, yeah, you know that some things are going to come up to distract you. That has nothing to do with it. But you have to know how to discipline yourself on the other side. And most people are not doing it. I say ultimately, this is the time to be balanced. It ain't the time to, nobody's perfect, but it's definitely the time to be balanced and pay attention. I keep saying it's too much going on up under our nose, or maybe people do know and people just don't care. I get it. But for those of us that know that, the path that's been chosen for us ain't really free will. We got to do it. We got to say it. We have to make sure that we continue to speak up about things, even though we all know this speech ain't really that free. It's okay. I'm free. For real, y'all. And it's like, it's just going to be a time when you're going to have to see through the bullshit, through the fluff, through the things that you've been told, through the things that have been implanted in your mind. Like, your mindset is going to have to change. It's like, I can remember, for those of us, and I'm telling my wisdom, I'm telling my age, I can remember for many of us that remember not growing up with the information technology, the internet and all of that. Like, we didn't grow up with that. We can remember how we felt when that change occurred, because it truly did change our world, right? And many people had to adjust to that. But do you see how many things had to change for that had to happen? Even if many of us just realize how far we've come with cell phones. Like, it's amazing how far we've come, right? So even if you think about this time and realize what judgment is going to look like, things have to change, because things have to evolve. And Big Mama is mad, and it's like, nah. Normally, I don't care how kind your mom is. You don't want to make your mama mad. And it's like, when she get mad, if your mom was like my mama, you just be kind of tiptoeing around, because you don't know when it's about to pop off. That is why it's imperative for us to pay attention, because we don't know when it's about to pop off. Everybody is under the wrath of Big Mama at this time. You can see it. You can see that how you want to see that. But if you know, you know. Because for one, even though we've been programmed to see it this way and programmed to think it this way, I get it. But we have to be mindful of what we're speaking, because of what we've been told. We have to be mindful. Because to be somewhere, from just the way that I see it, it's like if a person tell one lie, but it's like a real big lie. Whether it's a big or a small, however you see it, it's like, how do you continue to believe them after you find out it's a lie? Like, they lie to you about something up front, and then later on, when they can't hide it no more, they literally tell you the truth. And it's like, how do you believe anything somebody say? Anything somebody say that they lied to you about something really big, we just gonna tag religion over there on it, and you go wherever you need to go with it. However you need to go there. I just want you to think. That's it. For yourself. And then you have people that thought that they could oppress people for so long and tell them half truths because they know they have to tell them some things, but then you dumb them down and water them down so much that they don't know the truth when you put it in their face. You know, parents just do not let people play with their children. Not for too long. And some rap you don't want to feel it when it has come in such a slow manner. That's why I say it's like when your mama get mad and things been going this way for so long, and you know it's time for a change. You know, if somebody broke the lamp in the house, everybody probably did need a whooping because y'all was running around the house. And nobody said we need to stop running around the house. And it's like that's how things have happened here. And it's time for a change. It's time for people to stop being lied to. It's time for people to stop lying to themselves about all these things. Like you're supposed to have to go work for somebody to be taken care of. That's a whole lie. A whole lie. When the divine gave you everything you needed, but then people trying to charge you for shit that they ain't even pay for. It's just time to pay attention. And it's like at this point, to be honest, it's like you don't have to pay that much attention because the veil is so thin for you to really see what's going on, what is really going on behind the curtain. It's like sheer curtains. We ain't got no sheer curtains now. The curtains aren't blackout curtains. They're not dark. You should be able to see what's going on, but you have to balance yourself and limit yourself from distractions. I hope I'm talking around enough for everybody to figure out what I'm saying. Because that's another thing. Even when I think about, I was telling somebody the other day, because this person has known me for a while in the 3D. And they know some things about me. And I was like, man, I purposely don't say any of my 3D career titles or whatever. I've gotten away from even talking about them because, you know, I'm like, whatever. I work for the Most High, which is so much more important and divine. But that's okay because I am grateful for those accomplishments here. But then I was messing with the person and I said, you know, I talk the way I talk on purpose. Because they know me. I was like, you know why? Because I feel like I was programmed so long to work for people, to work at places, to do certain title careers with certain titles and positions that made me feel like I had to dress a certain way, I had to look a certain way, I had to talk a certain way, and now I'm just free. Like, and it's like that thing when you get that type of peace in your life. But do you not know, because it's, you know, if somebody asks me what freedom is, I would tell them it's peace. Like, you don't have to be worried about what's going on. You don't have to worry about how you're going to be provided for. You see through the bullshit and you know it's going to be handled. It's like, but in order to get there, do you know what it took to get there? It took paying attention. I've been saying it. It takes staying balanced. And it takes you knowing thyself. Didn't I say you got people out here that been lying and playing for so long, mainly so that you would not know yourself? Because when you know yourself, shit change. When you know yourself, can't nobody lie to you. You see through they bullshit. When you know yourself, you know who you are and what you're capable of and what you can create. Without somebody telling you got to go work for somebody to do it, or without somebody oppressing you from something that belonged to you anyway. It's like somebody coming over your house and taking your shit and then making you work to buy back from them or even have access to it. You know, the divine mother is just not pleased anymore. You see that however you want to see that. Just like you don't even hear her being mentioned because somebody keeps saying God is a he. Maybe, maybe not. Tomato, tomato. But even the way I see it is, how do you have, let's say, a child? We children of the Most High, right? Or whoever you're a child of. How does a child get created without a mother and a father? See, I keep speaking to women, to women, to divine feminine about our purpose and how important we are in this realm. I keep speaking about that because the divine mother needs us to know how important we are. She understands how they try to write us out of his story. I mean, of course, if it's his story, she was never there, right? But I guess we're about to see if what any of us that have been saying, speaking, teaching, warning you all about, I guess we all about to see. We all about to see what it really is, right? We're about to see if all these things we've been told to do, we've been told we had to do, a system that has been running a certain way is supposed to run, all the stuff we've been told, we about to see. And it's gonna be some shit you gonna see. It's gonna make it hard for you to smile. I'm trying to tell you. So, think about people that already see it and they're being chosen and tasked to talk to you about it and it ain't happening. You sitting over there like, what's she talking about? I'm just saying, family. But this is the thing. That's why it's important for you to listen to yourself if you don't listen to nobody else. Because if you listen to yourself, if you became in tune with yourself, I heard somebody say, and I do feel like this is very important, because this is even important, I feel like, doing preparation. People pray too much. If you're praying, when do you listen to your directions? And when people don't listen when you're coming to try to prepare them, I know people ain't listening to God, even though they saying, because my thing is listening to God. Listening to the Most High is when you meditate. You're listening. If you praying, you talking. Many people are praying and being prayed on. And that is why there is still an issue right now with the way things are going. Once we still taking stuff that ended a while ago. That's all I'm saying. We taking stuff that ended a while ago and people still can't even see it. People still won't pay attention to it. And if you said, you lying. So it's like, it's going to be rough. That's why everybody ain't going to make it to the other side. Because at this point, whether you see it or not, we've been living under a system that says, do it this way, do it that way, this is how it should be done, you got to do it like that forever. And if they ain't say it like that, that's how they mean it, and that is not how it was supposed to go. But I'm telling you, when judgment comes, however you see this ain't about fear, this is about being prepared. If they tell you it's gonna rain for 3 months, you gotta expect water to pile up, right? If they tell you water is gonna overflow in a place, shouldn't you be prepared? If people have been warning you that there are going to be, we've been seeing and speaking of certain types of natural disasters that are going to occur. Why people just don't prepare? Just it's better be safe than sorry, right? But it's like, it's difficult to do that when you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. You gotta learn how to balance the distractions, y'all. Because between the natural disasters that are going to come, it's like there are, even though people can't see it, spiritual things occurring too. Didn't I say in the beginning that nothing happens in the spiritual, or basically nothing that you see in the physical can occur without happening in the spiritual? So just like I keep telling people, we've been in spiritual warfare. How long do you think it's going to take for it to occur in the physical? How long? It's not about knowing when. And some of the things we may not even understand, but it's about paying attention and just being prepared. Like, that's not too hard, or it shouldn't be too hard to do, family. So I'm just saying, I'm the messenger. I hope this message found you healing well, because it's a journey, and I hope you feeling well, or you doing what it takes to be balanced along the journey, because this is what it's gonna take. And I'm sending you peace and power. Till the next time we meet, family. Namaste.